The American food system isn't built for your health. It is built for profit. And you cannot keep eating like this if you care about your health, because it is very, very bad for you. Now, you probably know by now that all of the American food is packed full of ingredients, and we know that the obesity rate in the country is up to 74%. 74% of people are overweight or obese. 60% of Americans have some kind of disease. Now, this is absolutely insane. It is like we have lost our minds as a society, and a big reason for this is because of the food supply. The food supply is so dirty, there is so much bad ingredients in it, that this is part of the reason why everything is so bad. So I'm going to be going over why are there so many chemicals in our food? Why does most foods on the shelf look like a science experiment? Because it kind of is. It is kind of being scientifically engineered to be addictive, to taste perfectly. Why are there so many chemicals? Number one, the system is built for profit, not health. The companies that make the food do not get rewarded for making you healthy. They get rewarded for making you buy more and making you buy again and again and again. That means that they are incentivized to add more cheap ingredients, artificial flavors, artificial colors, and make it addictive, and add different kind of various marketing tactics to make it seem like it is better than it is. For example, the heart healthy seed oil scam. Seed oils are very, 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 it is the most unhealthy food that you can possibly have. And they put the heart healthy label on it. That is one example of a scam. Another example of a health scam is the healthy protein bars. Most of the healthy protein bars are not healthy. They are packed full of ingredients. It is insane. So they are incentivized to have cheaper ingredients, more artificial flavors to make you addicted, and to slightly alter the marketing to make you buy more. So we need to stop trusting these food labels, because I know that it says a lot of ingredients in there, but sometimes it doesn't even list all of the ingredients. For example, the ingredient natural flavors. That is just a word for, oh yeah, there's a ton of other ingredients in this ingredient that make it taste a certain way. So we can't really trust the labels, but I am grateful that it does say what it says, because we know that we need to avoid it. So we need to start buying foods with less and less of these toxic ingredients. We need to start buying one ingredient foods, whole foods, more fruits, more vegetables, more meat, eggs, clean things. Because we look at bread on the shelf and it has this many ingredients. We look at chips, Doritos, and it has this many toxic ingredients. Soda, it has all different kinds of things like aspartame, red 40, artificial flavors, artificial colors, seed oils, enriched wheat flour. It is really bad. So what is the second reason why the food supply is so bad? Well, it is because there are not enough government regulations on the food. A good way to see this is that ingredients in the US are banned in other countries. For example, Europe has banned these American ingredients. These ingredients that are in American food, they have banned common ingredients that are in American food. And then we look at these places like Japan, for example, a place that has government regulations on the food supply, and their obesity rate, I think, is 4%, while ours is 74%. And a fun fact about Japan is that each student in school gets their own nutrition coach. It's almost like they don't have a corrupt system to where big companies that buy out everything gets all of the profit from making the food unhealthy and addictive. Anyway, side point, but there are not enough government regulations. A good example of this is the rule generally recognized as safe. Now, this is a loophole that some companies can use to add certain things to make it more addictive, more unhealthy, etc. Waiting for the government to step in and protect you is a losing strategy. We need to be learning about these things ourselves and taking action about these things ourselves, because the government is the same people that released the food pyramid, and we all know the food pyramid is one of the biggest scams in health history. The third reason why the food is so bad is because a few big companies own most of the food supply. Look at this picture right here. This shows that a few corporations own majority of the main people making the food. So what I'm trying to say here is that only a few companies are completely control of majority of the food supply. Now, this is so unideal because these companies are optimizing for profit. These companies don't care about your health. These companies are the same companies adding all different kinds of crazy chemicals, literally hiring fucking scientists to make you even more addictive, trying to get as much dopamine out of you as possible. It's all of the same cheap ingredients, and it's all of the same profit optimization everywhere. Big food controls the food supply. That is a fact. Now we know all of this, why it is so bad. Now, what should you actually do about it? Now, you probably already know the answer to this. What do you think that we should do? What do you think that we should eat? Well, we should be eating clean foods. We should only be eating foods with 1 to 3 ingredients max. If we cannot pronounce the word, then we don't eat the food. Then we don't eat it. If you cannot pronounce some of the ingredients, then there is no reason you should be eating it. And also, if you can't pronounce some of the ingredients in your soap or your toothpaste, then there's no reason you should be putting that on your body either. So we are only going to be eating clean foods. We are only going to be eating whole foods. So, for example, fruits, vegetables, clean carbs, meat, high quality meat, eggs, filtered water, etc. That is it. Only clean foods. That is the video. I really wanted to explain this concept. And so that is the video. I really wanted to explain this concept, why the food is so bad, why there are more chemicals than nutrition in the food these days, because people need to know about this. People really need to know about this. And I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you got value out of it. And I really hope you're going to apply what I said so you can become a healthier person. And if you want to learn more about health, then go check out my YouTube channel. I have a ton of other health related videos there that will help you out. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.